Okay, as you can see, even though my machine is powerful, multitasking as capturing video and the fragmentation takes toll on the processor. So under the system, so as you can see, I have 24 inches monitor, so there is no need for me to suffer from staying on 100%, which is recommended size of text, apps and other items. So if you have bigger screen, you can go even to 175 or 200%. As you can see, I am using HD graphic and I have HD resolution 1920 1080. I don't have multiple displays. Okay, that's related to display. Under sound, here we can adjust default volume level. We can troubleshoot sound devices. We can choose input device and do advanced sound options, notifications and actions. In this category, we can manage notifications. Too many notifications can be quite distracting, and sometimes they still focus and take up processing power. So I would suggest that we uncheck these two kind of notifications because they are useless. So this is the way notifications are shown as banners or sounds, and the way they autoplay. Okay, focus assist, I keep it off because whenever I turn it on, it tends to be quite distractive. This is actually useful to show me a summary of what I missed while focus assist was on. Okay, next tab is storage. On the storage tab, okay. Storage tab shows us all storage that we have in our PC. Storage Sense is a feature introduced by Microsoft in Windows 10 to help to clean the storage area of our drives. So as you can see, I'm keeping it off because I have set up advanced maintenance, but I would set it to run every week to delete temporary files, or every 2 weeks, but don't delete files in your downloads folder. Make sure that you back up and store them in your storage area. So basically, okay, So now it does the cleaning. So it's a kind of combination of this cleanup that I already showed you and some basic scheduling. Look, apps and features take up 6.5 gigabytes of the space on my hard drive, and temporary files 129 megabytes because I already cleaned some temporary files with CC Cleaner shown earlier. So we have to know that storage sense will take up some resources when running, so it's better to do it manually, periodically, and control what is going to be cleaned and how much, than to keep it running automatically. I suggest setting up automatically freeing up the space for people who are not sure that they can commit to do that on weekly, bi-weekly or monthly basis. Everything longer than 1 month will result in your storage area being cluttered with temp and junk files. Okay, so tablet mode here is practical if we use our computer for presentation. So we have options to hide app icons and to hide the taskbar, so you can customize that as you wish. So we will be asked, do you want to switch to tablet mode or not during the presentation times. Multitasking tab defines how to work with multiple windows. So I would keep it as it is. If we tamper with these settings, we won't have multitasking working properly. Projecting to this PC, if we connect PC to projector or to another screen, this is how to configure that. Shared experiences. Shared experience means if we start work on linked phones or tablets, we can continue on our desktop machine and vice versa. So here we define only on my devices or on everyone's devices, which is problematic from the privacy perspective. The problem is here, if we share with somebody, we have to give access to our Microsoft account, and here is the privacy statement that explains what kind of data are collected, but better to be safe and minimize that collection, because we never know what Microsoft or third party will do with our data. Next tab is clipboard. Where we define to have multiple items in the clipboard. So if we sign in with a Microsoft or work account, we can sync across devices, which is sometimes problematic because sharing is caring. When we share our data, we have no control what will other individuals on their devices do with our data. Remote desktop is for connecting to other computers. So if you need it, you can enable it. I don't keep that enabled because it can be hacked and used by the hacker to access to my PC. So you can also enable it only when you need it. This is about the machine. So we can see device specifications, processor, RAM, device ID, product ID, system type, pen or touch. And as you can see, I'm using Windows 10 Professional, the latest version 1909, installed just before New Year, and this is latest build 18363.535. Okay, that was System tab. If we go to Devices tab, here we can see our devices, mouse, keyboard, and pen. If we have audio devices, other devices, printers and scanners, mouse, typing settings, multilingual test suggestions, advanced keyboard setting, suggestions and auto corrections, pen and window sync, that's built-in inking features. Here you can learn more. It's useful if you have to mark some important content during presentation and so on. This is about autoplay. We can set up removable drives to open automatically when we insert them. For memory card, we can set import or the same open folder to view files. This is USB devices tab, where we can choose to notify if there are issues connecting to USB devices, which may be useful sometimes. In the phone tab, we can link our phone, but first we need to sign in with Microsoft, which may be again problematic from the privacy perspective. So for example, if we manage Android phone, which is Google product, or if we manage Apple phone, which is Apple product, what does Microsoft has to do with it? So basically, as you can see, I didn't enable that. So if you don't need, you can actually try this feature. If you like it, keep it. If not, don't use it. Under Network and Internet tab, we can see our network status. As you can see, I am connected to Ethernet and I keep my network as public, which means nobody from my network can access to my PC. So this is about VPN. We can add elements of the VPN connection here. This is data usage. As you can see, since New Year I used almost 6 GB of data. Look, system was using 4.22 GB. These are Windows updates. Office, almost 800. This web installer, almost 400, and so on. So let me reset usage stats for my Ethernet connection. Okay, we can set limit, monthly limit. Let's say we can set reset date or gigabyte limit. For example, if we have limit 100 gigabytes, we can set it let's say every 20th of the month it will reset. Okay, let me cancel this. I don't need limits. So this is good to customize this to always to limit what Store apps and Windows features can do in the background. Because whenever something is working in background, that means that application is still using system resources, but we don't currently work with that application. So basically better to keep it proxy. Turn proxy off, because if you're on home connection, as most of users are, we don't need proxy. And we don't have setup script for proxy. Manual proxy setup, we can set up address or port. As you can see, I'm not using that. So that's everything about the network and internet. Personalization tab, here we can choose background to be slideshow and to change picture every 30 minutes or hour or 6 hour or day. So I keep it for 30 minutes, and we can set shuffle. Okay, on colors we can use default Windows mode to be light or dark. Default app mode could be light or dark. We can use transparency effects and choose accent color. I chose automatically pick an accent color. Look, this is my accent color blue, because my background is blue. Now when I change the background, accent color will change. You will see it will be greenish now. Okay, it's still brown. So basically you can choose to start taskbar and action center share the same accent color, and title bars and Windows borders. You can customize it according to your liking. Lock screen, you choose which background appears on the lock screen, Windows Spotlight. And here you can choose theme. Theme encompasses background, Windows color, sounds, and cursor. So basically, as you can see, I customize this theme, and I'm using Windows inverted large mouse cursor, and using Windows 10 5 images. So you'll see that in the next desktop. Yeah, this one. Okay. So here we can customize the fonts. We can drag and drop fonts in this placeholder to automatically get installed and added to the fonts folder in the control panel. As you can see, this is the fonts folder. Okay, so basically this is the customization of the start menu. This is the default setting. So we can also choose which folders appear on the start menu. File Explorer, Settings, Documents, Downloads, music is off, Pictures is on, Videos is off, Network is off, Personal folder is off. But we can change it. If I go to Standard Windows 10 menu, okay, so this is what appears on the start menu now. So this is my personal folder. So that's the user folder that has contacts, desktop, documents, downloads, favorites, links, music, and pictures, saved games and searches and videos. So you can also customize this according to your liking. And taskbar. So if you have big screen as I do, I suggest that you use small taskbar buttons, otherwise they become huge and basically they take lots of space on the taskbar. So I like using small taskbar buttons, and I like combining buttons only when the taskbar is full for easier and faster preview. So here we can choose which icons appear on the taskbar. So as you can see, my microphone is on, iReboot is on, Windows Explorer, safely remove hardware, network is on, volume is on. Okay, I will enable the B video capture software also, and Windows Update status, and I don't need more icons in the system tray. The rest are hidden here like Windows Defender icon. Okay, that's everything about personalization tab. Apps tab, we have list of the installed apps. Some of the apps we can reinstall from here, as I showed you from the start menu. So here we customize to install apps from anywhere. I wouldn't recommend that you limit yourself to Microsoft Store only, because Microsoft Store is still limited with the apps. Here we customize default apps. If you want music player, as you can see, I stick to legacy Windows Media Player, and photo viewer is Photos, and video player is VLC Media Player. I will show you how to install VLC Media Player in one of my next videos, because this is freeware media player which is very good and stable. And my default browser is Google Chrome. We can change it here to be Microsoft Edge or Firefox or Internet Explorer, or whatever is your preference. These are offline maps. So that downloading maps feature doesn't work very well. Let me show you. I will choose just to show Aruba map, because it's not as big as Canada map. And now it's downloading, and in Task Manager we will see that it takes lots of bandwidth for downloading the maps. So look, 4, 5, 6 or more megabits per second, and we'll see how much it will take to download. I experimented with this and didn't really like, because that feature is still in the development. It's quite visible. Here we can set up metered connection, so maps will only download on free wireless LAN or unlimited cellular data. Doesn't affect automatic updates. Map will update automatically, which is my case. My device is plugged in and I'm not on metered connection. Okay, good. So Aruba is almost downloaded. So it's almost 37 megabytes. Okay. So video playback tab allows us to configure video playback. We can choose to automatically process video to enhance it, or to play at lower resolution streaming videos, which is not perfect option. Sometimes we need to play video in 4K or fully high definition, so this setting might interfere with that. So this is about startup. As you can see, my classic start menu from iWasoft is on with medium impact. Security notification icon on with medium impact. iReboot, it's small utility for switching between the operating systems. Look on my Cooler Master Beast. These are all the operating systems that I have currently installed for experimenting and learning and practicing. Starting from Windows XP 7, 8.1 to 10. So basically, when I click on any of these operating systems, the computer will restart and load that one. So that's why I keep it on to run on startup, for convenient and fast switching between operating systems. So under Accounts tab, here we have info. Look, I'm using local account with generic name owner, and I am administrator on this machine. So you can sign in with a Microsoft account instead, but I'm not in favor of that option, because when we're logged in with our Microsoft account, we have no control what kind of data are transferred to Microsoft. Or in other words, we may be spied without our knowledge. So we can actually create the picture or browse for picture. Picture appear here in this circle. So here we can set up email accounts, and we can also add work or school account here. This is more about setting up and managing account. These are sign-in options. If you have a fingerprint reader, you can use Windows Hello Fingerprint or Hello PIN. PIN is quite simple and not really secure option, because PIN is only for numbers. Or we can use physical security key on the USB drive if you have that supplied, or we can add password. I didn't set the password yet. Yeah, but I suggest you set a password for your account to get it protected. This is my operating system for just experimenting and demonstrating Windows 10 optimization. So basically, I didn't. Yeah, picture password is the future feature. It's not unavailable. We can click to learn more. Yeah. So dynamic lock. So account details as email address on the sign-in screen is not good option, because everybody will be able to see the full email address. So this is also I don't recommend. I don't have sign in, but keep this option off. So basically here we can add a work or school account, or we can create another account on this PC for a family member or children, or or setting up a kiosk with assigned access. This is what can be synced in Windows 10 if we use online account, either Microsoft account or work account. This is the explanation how does syncing work. So you can play with that if you like it. Under time and language category, we can choose to set time automatically or manually sync. As you can see, it's already past midnight, so basically we're in mountain time zone. This is convenient to leave for adjusting daylight saving time automatically, and we can choose to show additional calendars in the taskbar. Okay. Region, as you can see, my region is Canada. English Canada is regional language. These are regional format data. We can change it and customize here. Language, Windows display language is English United States. But because priority language is English Canada, under options I can see what's installed, and basically I can remove English United States, only keep English Canada as preferred language. This is speech language. I can choose between system language English United States and English Canada, and choose to recognize non-native accents for this language, and set up microphones for speech recognition, and choose a voice for text to speech. We can add more voices or install voice packages, and so on. Okay, that was everything about time and language options. So under gaming, we have game bar configuration. Here we can customize keyboard shortcuts to open game bar, to take screenshot, to record, to start stop recording, keep microphone on or off, start pause broadcast, or show camera and broadcast. And here we can also customize capture, where to save captures, recording games in the background, set up my maximum recording length, recording audio, set up audio quality, microphone volume and system volume, and record video frame and video quality, could be standard or high. We can broadcast audio, game mode. When game mode is on, Windows optimizes your PC for play. If you're gamer, keep it on. Xbox networking. I uninstalled some Xbox components as I showed you at the beginning of this video. So basically it's not ready because I don't use it. Ease of access. This is where we customize the text, customize the size. Okay, my scaling factor is 150%. We can customize the size of apps and text on other displays, change the size and color of cursor mouse pointer. We can show animations, transparency, and I don't like hidden scroll bars. So when scroll bars are hidden, basically we have to move mouse, it slows us down during the scrolling and so on. We can choose to show or not, that's the background image. Okay. Here we can customize the pointer size and color. Under additional mouse settings, we can do additional customization and customize cursor thickness and change touch feedback for the monitors with touch screens. Yeah. Here we can customize usage of magnifier tools, change increments, if you need to use magnifier, you can play with these options. Here we can apply certain color filters. As you can see, I keep everything default. Here we can choose high contrast theme. So this is the high contrast. And here we can customize usage of narrator, voice, pitch, volume, and default playback device. Okay, let's go to search category. So here if we share computer with children, we can apply save search options to be strict, moderate, or off. Off, there is no filtering of adult content. Strict filters completely adult content. So if you're setting the account for children, it's recommended to set it to strict cloud content search. In device history, I suggest turning this off. So basically, if somebody is going to spy me, they won't know what I was doing on my computer. Searching windows, I keep it classic. We can exclude some folders from the search. And search indexer settings. We can troubleshoot to resolve search issues. This is more details about the search. Cortana still tool in development. So Windows logo, key and C. Cortana listens the commands. I don't use Cortana because I don't need it. But you can play. It's very similar to Siri, but Siri started to develop earlier, and Siri is much more developed than Cortana. Cortana still is in development, and I didn't find it quite useful. This is permissions. You can sign in to personalize permissions. Allowing Cortana to access. Look, I don't allow any access to Cortana, but it doesn't mean that Cortana doesn't have default system access. Cortana and Windows Search work with Bing, still in development. This is about Cortana and your privacy. You can dedicate some time to read these details to make yourself familiar. Privacy tab. Under Privacy tab, I suggest unchecking everything. And I keep location off. If some app needs my location, I can enter that manually, postal code or so on. And background apps, I suggest to keep all of them off, because if they are on, they will take up system resources. Look, we don't need Skype if we don't use it. We don't need settings to be on if we don't use it. Print 3D, if we don't use it, we don't need it on. Photos, if we don't use currently, we don't need it on. People, Paint 3D, OneNote, Office mobile plans, Solitaire collection, Edge, messaging, maps. I suggest turn it off for your protection. App diagnostics, I suggest keeping it on. If in the future we encounter some issues with some app, we can easily troubleshoot and access diagnostic info. Automatic file downloads, keep it off. Documents, apps need access to documents library, either pictures or videos or anything like that. Yeah. So 3D viewer can access videos, and camera can access to be able to save videos in the videos folder. File system access, leave it as it is. Okay, update and security tab. So Windows Update, here we can pause updates or resume. Under delivery optimization, I suggest that you keep it off, because even though it says allow downloads from other PCs, but when your PC is considered as other PC to some other computer on the same network, that means that other computer will utilize resources of this machine or your machine to do downloads, so it gets out of control. So I suggest turning this off. Under Windows Security, Virus and Threat Protection. So in this setting I suggest keeping real-time protection and cloud delivered automatic sample submission. That works for Microsoft to improve Windows Defender, but doesn't work for us because we don't know what files are going to be submitted and what is Microsoft going to do with them. So it's privacy issue. And we can also always choose to submit a sample manually if we think it's interesting for wider community and Microsoft to do something about that. Tamper protection. If there are more users on your machine, keep it on to prevent changing important security features. Okay, keep it off because I'm the only user on this PC and administrator. Here we can set exclusions that won't be scanned. This is not recommended. This is configuration of the notifications. So I need the virus and threat protection. I need all of them to be kept up to date what's going on and what is firewall blocking and why is blocking and so on. So backup is interesting. What I would suggest, and I will demonstrate that now, that you create a system image which will be used to restore your computer in case something happens. Okay, let me choose the location for the image. So I will choose this, click next. So it will do screenshot of my current system drive. So it will take up to 30 gigabytes of disk space. So if some issue happen, I can always restore my computer for this backup. So it will take 5 to 10 minutes, depends on the speed of the computer. So this is quite useful feature. So here we can refresh our PC without affecting our files or reset it and start over. Those are backup and recovery options. Or we can add external USB or eSATA hard drive to save backup. Yeah. So under Troubleshoot tab we have option to troubleshoot internet connections, audio, printer, Windows Update, and Bluetooth, direct access to workplace, incoming connections, keyboard, network adapter, power, program compatibility. If you have problem, let's say with speech or video, you can just click and choose Run the Troubleshooter. Or if you have problems with Windows Store apps, the same. Click and Run Troubleshooter. This is recovery tab. So this is restarting into the advanced startup. Or we can reset the PC. activation. So we see activation data. So as you can see, my Windows is activated with digital license. Here we can change product key. So here I can add Microsoft account if I like. So this is option for mobile devices, laptops and so. So when we sign in Microsoft account, we can customize Find My Device. It's very similar to Find My Phone for iPhones and iPads. So this is customization of the developer features for sideload apps. So I can install apps from other sources that I trust, like Workplace. So these are some settings that we can customize. And remote desktop and PowerShell. So Windows install standard program if you want to test early pre-release versions of Windows 10 and provide feedback to Microsoft. So you can apply here. So you can link an account, mostly Microsoft and so on. I wasn't interested in that. So this is everything about the customizing the settings of Windows 10. So in the next video I will cover advanced optimization and cleanup using free tools. Today we just covered using the built-in tools, except I showed you use of CC Cleaner to uninstall apps that we don't need. That's free tool. That will be also covered in more detail next time. So you can subscribe to get notified about the new videos. I plan to release at least 2 videos per week. So there is lots of topics to cover because Windows 10 has grown significantly in features and everything. So basically I will put efforts to cover the most important aspects, and in the comments write your requests, and if you have some suggestions or critics, I'm open for everything. Yeah, and we'll see you in the next video, which will cover advanced script maintenance and optimization. That was everything for today. Thank you very much.